Trudeau's trucker mandate looks to be the miscalculation that unified the nation, because what started as an ineffective shot policy has quickly turned into a protest for the people. And now, the truckers of the North are the long-awaited heroes that look to finally tip the scales for the people of Canada. Let's do a quick recap on the facts. On January 15th, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau implemented a nationwide shot mandate on all truck drivers crossing national borders. It was actually reversed on January 12th, just 3 days before the mandates were supposed to come into effect, which means he had some inclination as to where this might lead. However, the following day after Trudeau flipped, he flopped. Now as many as 32,000 or 20% of the 160,000 Canadian and American cross-border truck drivers may be taken off the roads due to these mandates. All of this is compounded by another large underlying problem that very few are discussing. The US was already short 80,000 truck drivers as of last quarter due to labor shortages, where Canada's labor shortages were hovering around 20,000. While this may be news to you and me, it was well known by the top political leaders. So these tyrants knew they would be compounding a massively short-handed industry by further implementing these dictatorial mandates. So what does this look like for you and me? Well, many grocery stores are currently sitting 15 to 20% short on product, but don't be surprised to see this number double in the coming months. In addition, you can watch these prices rise alongside these shortages as grocery prices increased nearly 7% in 2021. However, this number is expected to grow by another 7% over the coming year. So this is real, and it will hurt. The trucking industry moves nearly 80% of the $650 billion in goods traded annually between Canada and the United States. I mean, look around you. What you're sitting on, what you're wearing, the material that built your home, the car you're driving, the gas in your tank, the shoes on your feet, and all the food that you eat. The list is endless. While the Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole stopped short of expressing support for the truckers on Monday, last week he did say, "We are going to see prices skyrocket for groceries, for everything, if we see tens of thousands of truckers unemployed." Alberta's provincial leader Jason Kenney called for a pause of the mandate last week, and on Monday posted empty shelves in supermarkets on his Twitter feed, calling for immediate action, and said, "This is turning into a crisis." And what did Doug Ford have to say?
Just imagine if the truckers just said the same thing. That's it, we're done, we aren't doing it anymore. The economy would come to a screeching halt.
The writing was on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Now the Canadian Freedom Convoy of 2022 is here and has been crowned the protest for the people. On January 14th, Tamara Litch started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to help with the costs of fuel first, food, and lodging to help ease the pressure on the truck drivers of Canada. She wrote, "To our fellow Canadians, the time for political overreach is over. Our current government is implementing rules and mandates that are destroying the foundation of our businesses, industries, and livelihoods. We are a peaceful country that has helped protect nations across the globe from tyrannical governments who oppress their people. And now, it seems it is happening here. We are taking our fight to the doorstep of our federal government and demanding that they cease all mandates against the people. Small businesses are being destroyed, homes are being destroyed, and people are being mistreated and denied fundamental necessities to survive. It's our duty as Canadians to put an end to these mandates. It is imperative that this happens, because if we don't, our country will no longer be the country we have come to love. We are doing this for our future generations and to regain our lives back." Her voice was heard as this call for support scaled rapidly. As per this morning, this modest GoFundMe campaign had raised over $4.2 million from over 55,000 donors. What started as 100 truckers quickly grew to thousands, and now this has become an all-hands-on-deck affair. Trucks are driving from all four corners of this country, and even the U.S., meeting at their final destination, the front steps of Parliament in Ottawa on January 29th. Occupy Ottawa is underway. Some sources have estimated as many as 70,000 trucks will be at the Capitol, along with an additional 500,000 people. The protest for the people has the real potential to shake things up and finally end the heavy-handed rule of the Canadian government. What's fascinating about this is it doesn't even matter what Trudeau does anymore. He can flip on his flip-flop, but it's too late because the shoe already dropped. The Freedom Convoy not only represents these trucker mandates, it represents the lockdowns, business closures, bankruptcies, unemployment, homeschooling, mental health, medical passports, and every other questionable decision Justin Trudeau and all Canadian governments have made over the last 2 years. I mean, this is it. This is the big thing that we've been waiting for. We've crossed a major line here, one that defines a time like this, an historical moment, if you will. There was before Canadians donated $4 million, before 70,000 truckers and 500,000 people showed up from all four corners of the country to fight this autocratic regime, and then there's after. We literally can't go back from this. So whether it's today, tomorrow, or January 29th, the end is near. This will either be the first big domino to fall, or it will be the start of massive civil disobedience to follow. This is our moment. Will the National Guard be called in? Maybe. Have the live cameras on the 400 series highways been turned off so people can't watch the massive convoys converging? It's likely. Was this Trudeau's critical error that finally ended his imperious rule? I'm going to say definitely. As Sun Tzu puts it in The Art of War, opportunities multiply as they are seized. So let's keep our foot on the gas, Canada, because the time for political overreach is over.
This is down another section of highway These are truckers lined up and people for miles. Oh man, man. Oh my gosh. They're lined up and down this thing. I bet you anything these people have been out here for literally hours. Literally hours. They're in their cars, they're outside, they're jumping.